Welcome back. Thanks for staying with us. The South African Democratic Teachers Union in Limpopo has taken the Provincial Department of Education to court after they've terminated the rural allowance incentive. Meanwhile, the South African Human Rights Commission is set to visit 2 special schools in Limpopo this year to find out why some posts have remained vacant since 2015. Then, there's, of course, the question of 113 schools without water in the province, allegations of sexual misconduct against educators, and a plethora of other allegations. Joining us to discuss the state of education in the province and the solutions to these challenges is Limpopo Education MEC Boshielo. MEC, good evening, and thank you very much for your time and agreeing to come and talk to us with these very difficult issues. These are not easy issues to tackle, but the issues that must be addressed. Let's begin firstly with a sense of how the back-to-school day was in the province today.
Good evening, Thabo, and also good evening to the viewers. Today I was with the Premier. We went to 2 schools in Skukuni, one a secondary and the other one the primary. And everything went well and we were satisfied because at the secondary school, they've already started their classes at 6 o'clock. So they were already in class having books and the lessons going on. And at the primary school, of course, I was receiving our grade R learners. They are so small and some of them were even sleeping because I think they are still getting used to getting to school. But what also made me comfortable is that the COVID-19 regulations, safety regulations were still in place. And I noticed that in each and every class, there is a soap and water and also sanitation. And the yard were clean and everything was fine. So I was very, very happy.
And any reports, I mean, we know in the northwest, in Gauteng and many other provinces, reports of vandalized schools, particularly over the festive season. Are any schools vandalized in Limpopo?
Ours was affected by the recent storm. 32 schools were affected. We've ordered 108 mobile classes, which they promised that they will deliver by the 26th of January. We're not affected much by theft and vandalism.
All right. Let's get to the issues then, MEC. Have you had a rethink of the rewards and incentives program of rural teachers in Limpopo? SATU saying they're quite shocked by this unilateral decision that you took and actually wanted to take you to court for removing this rural incentive. What's the rationale? What was the thinking?
No, remember, Thabo, the policy of rural allowance is not done or was not approved by the Limpopo Department of Education. It was approved by the Basic Education Department nationally. So at that time when they started the scheme, they were trying to incentivize teachers to go to the rural areas, especially those who were teaching math, science, and commerce. And they were giving provinces money to pay for the allowances. And as time goes on, it seems they stop providing those allowances. So the costs were carried by the department. And as you know, because it is not our policy, it is unfunded mandate. So up to now, we've been carrying it, and now it's unauthorized expenditure, and we can't do it anymore. But also, it does not cover everybody. It just covers a portion, and it's supposed to cover a post in a school. But when the teachers move to another school, like in a township, they carry it along with them. So it doesn't even serve the purpose. But the fact remains that we don't have money to pay for the allowance.
Yeah. Are you not concerned that in a way this removal of the incentive will bring challenges, particularly in attracting talent and retaining the educators that are in the province?
Unfortunately, it's not serving that purpose, because if it was serving that purpose, we would have factored it in our budget maybe as we go on. But for now, it doesn't cover anybody. It just covers, out of 48,000 teachers, it covers 6,000. And most of them are not even specializing in those subjects of math, science, and technology. So I think we need to relook at it. The Department of Basic Education have to relook at it and see how best we can be able to do that. Actually, it is abused because it's not used for what was intended for.
Yeah. So, I mean, are we going to see a situation here? In fact, Satu saying in some cases, it noted that educators were receiving the incentive as a result of court orders. Are you going to find yourself in a situation where the court will now be ordering you to pay these incentives because you simply cannot find each other with the union?
The court will not find us at fault because it's not our policy. It is the policy of the Department of Education. Actually, they should be paying us all the money that we're paying back. So other provinces also had the same problem. They've stopped long time ago, and others did not even receive it at all. So they would not take us to court because it is not our policy. It is the DBE policy. They should be taking them to court.
Yeah. Have you reached out to the union? They're saying our attempt to reach out to the office of the HOD were met with a cold shoulder at this particular point. This was in December, but have you found each other now?
I can't talk for the HOD, but we meet from time to time. Even this issue, we discuss it at the Council of Education Ministers, but also in the province. We also discuss it because other members who were qualifying were raising this issue that it is not fair because they qualify, but those who don't qualify are getting it. So they were also fighting among themselves about the issue.
Yes. What is the plan then in place? Because they were suggesting that it needs to be spread beyond just the 10% who are currently getting the incentive, and they've got a plan for that.
But Tabo, you know that in our province, we don't have that kind of money. Already 82% of our budget goes to COE, to pay teachers. So we can't even build school, we can't even do smart classrooms, we can't even do any other thing. Everything goes to teachers. So if we then keep on adding even these incentives and others, we'll be left with nothing. We'll not even be able to buy books, we'll not be able to buy sanitizers and all other things. So the budget is not unlimited, it's limited. And we are trying to work within it. It's difficult. People sometimes even think as MEC, you just don't want to build school, you don't want to hire teachers, you don't want to do this. And the other thing is also, Treasury have made available 4,020 promotional posts that it has been canned for so many years. And now they've given the post to us, and the schools are getting them. So at least they are assisting in terms of us concentrating on our core mandate and core function, which is teaching and learning.
Now, MEC, what's the situation with the pit toilets and the water in Limpopo? The South African Human Rights Commission saying they are now going to take action against the provincial government. 113 schools without water, others still without pit latrines. I'm saying, I mean, they're also pointing at the fact that there are dilapidated structures that are caving in some schools. You'll remember in 2013, the walls of the toilet that collapsed on the learners. And these things are not being addressed.
I was shocked like you, Tabo, because if you remember, the Section 27 took us to court and said we are not improving the toilet and the infrastructure. And they gave us a deadline. Actually, every other month, we are expected to report to court what we are doing. And up to so far, the court is satisfied with the progress report that we are giving because we're able to get experts to assist us to deal with this matter. And as far as I'm concerned, we are moving very, very fast in terms of dealing with the toilet. So I'm not sure whether when the court have taken a decision and we are reporting monthly about the progress, then they are taking us on the same issue. I'm not a lawyer, maybe I don't understand, but I'm not sure how court is going to handle it because already the court demand us that every month we are reporting how many have we finished, how many are still outstanding. And remember, also the Department of Basic Education is assisting in this regard. So I'm not sure whether the court is going to prevail over one issue that has already taken a decision that we are reporting, and they are satisfied with the reporting.
Yeah. What target have you set for yourself to complete this particular project so that you are in line with the requirements of hygiene and sanitation in schools?
Remember, we had 515 schools with pit latrines. The Department of Basic Education is busy with the 300, and we are, as the Department of Education in Limpopo, we're finishing the last 250. So work is going on, and my target is that by the 31st of March 2022, this year, would have finished all the 250.
And the other issue then is the issue of the vacancies that are currently not being filled in 2 special schools in Limpopo since 2015. Is this again a challenge of attracting talent?
No, it was not a question of not attracting talent. The Executive Council took a decision I think 2015 or so, because the COE cost of employees were going up and it was getting out of hands. So they took a decision that all the department must stop appointing until they stabilize the COE. So as from last year, they've given us posts, especially for the special schools. We've advertised them, and some we've appointed the posts already. And as soon as we get other money, we'll be able to finish the rest.
Right.
So we no longer had that problem.
And the final one of concern then is the issue of Bergersford School, allegations of child sexual abuse, nepotism, and a myriad other issues in that particular school. Parents are complaining then, saying their complaints are falling on deaf ears and they've been left to their own devices.
I cannot say that is true. Yes, we know about the Bergersford issue. For sure, you know the unfortunate situation where the teacher committed suicide at the school, and we had to evacuate the learners. But also the matter, we assist with it. Our lawyers are busy dealing with the matter, and the police also are dealing with the matter. The main challenge that remains is that the person who was committing this have committed suicide. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not sure how legally it's going to be handled.
But are you engaging with the parents' complaint? Are you at least communicating with them? Because at this particular time, they are feeling that there is no communication that is coming from the provincial department.
No, there is communication. Our director for labor relations is busy with them, and he goes there from time to time getting all the statement and all other things. It's just that it is investigation. As soon as we are done with it, we'll be able to give them the report. So unfortunately, that's what I'm saying, unfortunately, the culprit committed suicide at the school. So with the police, they will be able to guide us to say, when a person has committed suicide, and what do you do in this regard? But as far as we are concerned, we are busy with the investigation, and we got statements from relevant people who have come forward. And as soon as we get a green light, we'll be able to release it.
MEC, I appreciate your time. Thank you very much for joining us tonight here on In Focus, the MEC for Education in Limpopo there.